And then you have the wins, the celebration of the wins. And the wins, this is a very fun process because you get to talk about everything that you won over. Now, the purpose of a sales meeting is never reporting. Write that down somewhere. I want you to make sure you really get this nailed down. Purpose of the sales meeting is never reporting. It's always education. It's always learning. Okay? And so when they're covering wins, you don't just say, yay, we got ABC account. Instead, your sales manager should have your people prepared to come in and teach what they learned from the win. So they walk in and go, I got this win, but don't, you can't just say, would you be happy to come in and report how you got that ABC account? Because she'll walk in and go, yeah, well, we had good rates, and I asked them some good questions, and how helpful is that? And so as a sales manager, you have to protect that very important time of your sales meeting and make sure that every word that's spoken is useful and valuable. And so if she says that, as a sales manager, I need to, before she's allowed in the meeting to do her presentation, go, well, what was it that you did? What questions did you ask? Which of those questions was the most valuable question? What was the system that you used? How did you figure that part out? That's it, right there. That's the part I want you to cover in sales meeting. Would you share that with everybody? Great. Thank you very much. See what I just did? Okay, so I don't let her just go talking about goofy stuff. Now, oftentimes, top performers who have the higher score in the self-awareness may not want to give up their secrets. Okay? Is this good for the... here's a couple of you looking at each other smiling. Okay, it's from the same bank. Got it. Okay. So, there's always a story, right? And so the key is that you have to get across to them as, guys, you never want to put your own individual interests ahead of the interests of the organization. That's just not how we play the game here. If you're a leader here, part of being a leader is you're teaching the other people how to do the things that you do. It'll give you great satisfaction. In fact, we're going to require that of you. Okay, so just make it clear we expect you to be sharing your wins and really giving valuable information in that wins. Make sense? Yes. Okay, next, the major prospects in the works. Now again, this is not a listing. This is not a listing. This is who's in there and what are we going to do to make sure that we bring them along and who needs help on one of their major prospects. Now a couple of things can be done here. I like using both of these things. One of these is to surprise people, especially on the commercial side. Tomorrow we're talking about ACEs and the preferred sales process, and I'll cover that real shortly here. When you're, I like people to have to defend ACEs. So if Brian comes in and says, I'm working an ABC account and I've got 3 ACEs, I say, great, Brian, but that means that you know how the decision is being made. How is it being made? And he goes, it's a committee. And I go, great, thank you very much for sharing that. What kind of committee? Who's on the committee? Who are the top 2 people on the committee who ultimately decide? When does the committee meet? You know, what do you see happening after that committee meeting happens? Then what happens? Now, if he can't answer any of those, does he deserve that ACE? No, he doesn't have the ACE. He just knows there's a committee. That does not get the ACE. And so the key is, this isn't about embarrassing him and going, oh my gosh, you deadbeat, you missed that. This is about him going, help me guys make sure I don't miss anything. Because if I miss something, I might not get this deal. Make sense? Okay, so, you know, and that's where you have to do coaching advances. Don't bring your ego. Check your ego at the door. Because if Brian goes, well, but I got 3 of those questions out of the 7, can't you guys lay off me? Is that going to be productive to the team? No. So if that happens, how do you need to deal with that one? Not in that meeting, but where?
The reverse is when they shut down.
The reverse is...
Shut down either.
You can't have them shut down either, no. Right.
You got to keep them active.
That's right. So both of those areas had to be confronted. And you know, we were at lunch today, everybody was saying, you know, the biggest challenge is still people, right? It's still people not understanding how to play nice in the sandbox together. I mean, that's still, that's the problem, right? And so constantly teaching people how to be. You know, you have to be of a generous spirit. We need you participating. When you shut down, that doesn't help the team. So it's coaching, 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 coaching. Who here has parented children? Okay, so when you're at the McDonald's Playland, and they're up on the slides and they're not coming down, you'll see some of the parents start to scream at their kids, yes? But they say, Johnny, get down. Johnny, get down. Johnny, I said to get down. If you don't come down, your dad's coming up to get you. It's not going to be good, right? Okay, now who's more crazy at this point, the parent or the kid? Okay, now, the same thing needs to be applied here. So if you're coaching somebody and they go, and then next week they come back and they're doing the same thing again, and they go, and the next week they come back and they're doing the same thing, and now you know you got a passive aggressive. That's passive aggressive. I'll just smile and I'll look really sweet, and that way I'll just tell everybody, oh, I forgot. Oh, was I supposed to do that? How many of you have ever encountered one of these? They're the most maddening human beings on the planet. Those of you in the Midwest, you have a lot of them in your banks. It permeates the Midwest. It's a very Midwestern thing. Oh no, we're just nice. You're not being nice, you're being a jerk when you do that, right? Okay, so we got to get people to being in integrity with what's really going on there. So you got to change your MO, yes? So your MO has got to be, wait a minute, last week you told me, Kevin, that you were going to do this, and now here you are and it's not being done. So I'm concerned here about what this whole thing, because now we have a bigger problem. Now we still have to go back and correct that you're filling out your ACEs properly, but our bigger problem is now one of trust. Because when you said you would do it and you didn't do it, I don't know how I can trust you in the future, Kevin. And for us to have a relationship, there has to be trust. How will you help to restore the trust to the relationship? Where's the monkey, guys? Where's the monkey? His back. His back. I'm no longer the lunatic going, Kevin, get down, Kevin, get down, Kevin, get down. I'm going, I'm on to your game, and we're not going to play the games. We're just not going to do those games. we're just going to talk in integrity. If you say you're going to do something, if it isn't done, we're going to start looking for you because you're probably bleeding in a ditch somewhere. Okay? Because if you're not going to get it done, you're going to come to me in advance and say, I am running behind, I am so sorry, here's what I'm doing to get caught up, I just want you to know, I don't want you being surprised that this isn't complete, I know this is important. That's somebody in integrity in their position. Okay? So you have to teach people how to be in integrity, and it's a harder job than you can ever imagine, yes? That's why they pay you guys the big bucks. Okay? You got to keep coaching and coaching and coaching, and if they just if they refuse to do it, what do you have to do? Have the conversation, it's just like, this doesn't seem to be working here, that's okay, you're a good person, we're good people, but not a good fit, and so that people get in integrity with that whole piece. Okay.